Sympathy for all would be tyranny for thee. This is a quote that I really like. It's from Nietzsche. I believe it's from Beyond Good and Evil. And this is a quote that just gets right to the chase and really summarizes a big problem that I think I've experienced and many other people have experienced as well. Nietzsche is good at compounding big ideas into small phrases. It's a very great, arrogant quote that I love. It says, I try to say in 10 sentences what someone can say in a book. No, what someone couldn't even say in a book. So, very cocky. I like that phrase. And I think sympathy for all, tyranny for thee is a good example of one of those powerful sentences. And it's something that I've struggled with, just seeing people, homeless people, and just, I mean, it can be overwhelming to experience someone who's just having obviously a dog shit time and just living my life, and then also just to think about how it just seems random. You know, some people are born in a horrible situation. Some people are just born into great situations. Like, it just seems, I mean, there's just deep unfairness built into this system, this simulation built into life, whatever you want to call it. And that's something that's really bamboozled me from time to time. But the problem is, I mean, it's a technical problem. I just can't be worried about every single person that's having a bad time on the planet. Not being like, oh, I can't be bothered. It's like literally, technically, I can't. I mean, I care about like 8 people on the planet. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if care and concern actually has some sort of substance to it, like some actions, like the people I actually have relationships with, and will pick up a phone call from and listen to their problems, like, just not a lot of people. I mean, so that means there's 7 billion people or so that I don't care about. I mean, there's people right now that are completely I'm not aware of them, and they're having a terrible time. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I'm gonna do about it. It seems harsh, but it's just the reality. Like, that's life. If I went around giving money to every single homeless person I saw, I'd quickly run out of money, and then I would eventually be someone that needs to ask for money from my sister, my cousin, some random people. They're like, why are you asking for money? You're a fucking grown-ass man. I'm like, oh, I just gave it all to homeless people. They're like, well, maybe that wasn't the best decision for you, because now you just have to ask for people for money just like the homeless people. Made myself a bum. Now I can't help anyone. I mean, I think, and I've had to switch my thinking here to be like, you want to know what? Actually, if I made the most money possible, then I could actually help a lot more people. But ironically, Nietzsche was actually overcome with sympathy, and it's how it basically ended his life. He was walking down the street, as the story goes, and he saw a horse that was being beaten by its owner, and he ran up, threw his arms around the horse's neck, began to cry, then lost his mind and spent the rest of his life, the remaining 10, 11 years of his life, as a crazy person, and had to be taken care of by other people. It became other people's responsibility, someone else's burden, and no longer able to even take care of himself, because he was, it seemed he was overcome by the tragedy and unfairness of life and humanity. So he was a tyrant to chaos, if you will. And it's actually pretty incredible that that's how he ended. I mean, he didn't have a great life, but we're really focusing more on the quote right now. And sympathy for all is tyranny for thee. You can't worry about everyone. And yet we have these people who have, great people throughout history, who have taken on responsibility of other people. First people that come to mind, Gandhi helped all the Indian people kick out the English or whatever. He ended up getting shot. Martin Luther King, civil rights movement in America, he got shot too. And not to say that people shouldn't take responsibility for other people and take on the burden of trying to make the world a better place. It's just that it's a burden. That is the story of Jesus. And whether or not you are call yourself a Christian or believe in that or not, it's a popular story on the planet. There's a lot of Christians who buy the Bible, sold a shitload of copies, and that's the story of Jesus. That's what he did. He took on the sins of every single person. That's the story. And he was, beat the crap out of him. Then they nailed him to some wood and he died. And that just doesn't sound like a good time. So, at the end of the day, you have to, it sounds harsh, but you have to choose to not give a shit about certain things, certain people, because it's overwhelming. So, focus on yourself.